Mm-hmm. That looks like a good spot for a guy. Yeah, we like not getting killed. I think if we're gonna do this more in the future, I force you to put Rode mic onto your collar because I have those. We did, but we tried it live on stream, so I didn't have any time to debug and set anything up. So maybe we debug and set stuff up, and then it's less bad because I put it between things and it doesn't have. It will, but the problem is I'm posting it on Twitter, which if you make it a link, it's deboost. Yeah, this is Blue Sky, but I'm copy pasting the same thing. It's not gonna hyperlink because I have the stuff in front of it.
Get rid of the stuff. Make hyperlink. Let the people let free the link. Yeah. Let the link.
Yeah,
Yeah.
is that better? Well, anyways, you want a reflector for me? How about yeah, fine. It doesn't need to be long if it's gonna be like that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. By design. Do I have to do something here, or you just do it there? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you do it there. Yep, that's the one. I am. Hi, Pendles. Are you home now? I have been balls to the wall trying to do shit all day. Cool. Ah, oh, I see. Well, welcome on in, Pendles. Guess we're making another scene for Anu iPad vertical. Unfortunate, right? Mm-mm. Why the fuck? There we go. Mm-hmm. Why does your reflector screen stop reflecting? Yes. It's fine. You are almost certainly too quiet to be heard. All right. Now we just go here, put in my little Hanu PNG. Where is Hanu iPad vertical? There we go. There. Is that a too quiet? No, yeah, it's a too quiet Hanu. Hanu's not mic'd up. You will never hear Hanu unless, am I restricted on cookware? Not if it's mine, but you don't know what parts are mine and what parts are Hanu's. So, I guess come into the room carrying your cookware and ask Hanu. They're not going to be able to hear you unless, all right, you see these bars here? Unless you're in 20 to 10.
What?
How about you go ask? They're in the house over there. Yeah, you go do that maybe. Anyways, hello. What's up? Welcome on in. We've got a me, we've got a Hanu. All right. Present cookery for identification. Yeah. Hello everybody, what's up? Welcome on in. Today, right before stream, like 10 minutes before stream, Hanu's like, what are you doing?
Welcome back.
And so they're here now. Now they're gonna do art while I do art. It's gonna be great. Ow, oh, thank you, DK. Big heart emoji. Fuck yeah, dude. 36 months. Yeah, so many people are showing, like, so many people are hitting 36 months. It's, I don't know, I guess 3 years. What is it? Fucking May is the time that people showed up, apparently. Thanks so much, DK. Oh, yeah. Alright. I've got all my fucking refs and shit up. Yeah, everybody apparated in 3 years ago. True. How it works. All right. Came here after the 3-year mark. Go back in time. Simple solution. Solution found. Problem solved. Cool. Oh, good. You like when there's no problem. Well, how's our temperature doing in here? Are you gonna survive at the current temperature? Okay. Because I was like, computer warm, air conditioner running, though.
Warm.
Yeah, that happens when you're streaming off of the computer. Also, here I will allow you to see the preview. Are you satisfied?
Oh, you love the. Go to
What?
reflect.
Oh.
Yeah. There.
Okay. There.
Ask.
Uh-huh. Do you like where your Hanu is? Is that fine? Okay, cool. Uh-huh. Good. Alright. He's yapping. Listen, I could change that, but you'd have to be mic'd up. So next time, genuinely, like next time, I can have your like the 2D PNG tuber thing running. Are you buying me a new graphics card?
Double.
This computer is from 2018, brother. No, it cannot. It is currently, I have currently maxed everything out so that it is at 100% CPU, 100% GPU when I stream.
Look, Ron probably has another graphics card that came to.
Yeah.
Ron will send us our copy.
I see. That makes sense. Yeah. Do you need like a stand for your phone so you can see it more vertical? Yeah. What's in your funny little drink, huh? What's in there? What do we got? What's in there?
A lot.
The streaming PC is a 2080 Ti.
Yeah, how much power?
A lot more than that to do. So the main thing is VTuber capture eats
What was
all
the
of
first
resources.
That, but no, come
on. No, that can't be true because I built one before that.
Yeah. What was the first computer? I'll just yell. What was the first computer that you built?
The first computer I built in 2015. It was a red Phantom Tower case. It still exists. It's in my parents' basement. And they won't let me have it. Because I gave it to my sister. Because I made the new one, and I gave it to my younger sister because they were like, "Oh, she needs a computer," and then she's never used it because they don't know how to plug it in. And one of the like 4 months after, when I came back to visit for my first visit from college, yep, if you're getting rid of it, Kit, yeah, if it works, but so
it's not upgrading. There's
tariffs, yeah. Well, I mean, you guys both make funny money now, so but anyways, I come back from college on my first break home, and I check out the PC, which I had set up and plugged in so that she could use it, and I was like, here's your login, here's how you turn it on, whatever. It is unplugged in the corner with all of the peripherals, the keyboard and everything stacked on top of it. And I look in the back, and all of the USB ports that that were plugged into the back, because I plugged in the keyboard and the mouse into the back of the PC, the ports themselves were canted at a so you know the back side of your computer where it's it's set up so there's slots in the metal so that your motherboard and whatever slots can come out. They're all canted at a 60-degree angle now. And I'm like, what? I'm like, so you would have had to with everything plugged in, hit it or shove it so hard that the USB is still inside and bends the entire fucking port. I don't know, but I asked him, I'm like, this is expensive. This represents fucking $1,600 of equipment or whatever. What the fuck happened? And they look at me and they're just like, what do you mean? What's wrong with it? And I gesture at the ports and I'm just like, do you not see this? And they're like, I don't know what you're talking, because they're so technologically layman that they're just like, what do you mean? And I'm like, they're not usually like that. They're like, what are they usually? I'm like, you're not stupid enough to not know what a USB port is supposed to look like. I don't believe you. So it's yeah, what if I borrowed your car and I came back and both of the doors were fucking off, just completely gone, and I park your car and you're just like, what'd you do to it? And I'm like, what?
So it was borrowed, it wasn't given.
No, it was given, but it was given with the this is still gonna be here when I come back. It's just I can't bring two computers to college with me. If you need to use it, I'll set it up so you can use it. And then I come home and it's super fucked, and I'm like, and then they're just like, what do you mean? I'm like, what do you I fundamentally don't believe you're that stupid.
Okay.
What do you mean? What's wrong with it? Is it not supposed to be like that? I don't know what's wrong with it. They just look like that, right? That's just how they look.
First computer that I had,
do you want people to be able to hear you, or are you saying this to me? Because once again, speak whatever volume you want.
It's about a proximity thing more than.
Here, do you want me to just turn the fucking noise cancellation off again?
Yeah,
okay.
We have to.
You guys get to hear all of the noise from everything.
I said it was bad for audio, but it's
yeah. We will fix this next time, because Hanu will give me more than 4 minutes warning that they want to be on the stream. That will happen next time. That's gonna happen. But you literally gave me you're like, what are you doing? I'm like, stream is in 4 minutes. You're like, would you like a Hanu? And I'm like, sure, but that is why our audio is fucked. All right, noise gate is off. Try again.
Well, now I don't want to.
Okay, they can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay.
You're just very, yeah, you're just gonna be very quiet.
Look, whatever. We knew this. This
Yeah.
is fine.
Can everybody hear
It's
Hanu
not-
fine?
It's not the Hanu stream anyway. You don't need to hear me. It's not about me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, how hard is it to lav mic Hanu? It's not hard. The problem is the last time we did it, it was like really glitchy because I did it live and I didn't have any time to like actually set it up. But I do have the lav mics, yeah.
Wait, what graphics card did you say you had on the first computer?
The first computer, it was a 1080.
My first computer had one of these fucking bad boys in it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Look at that fan.
Look
That's
at
a
that
big ass
shit,
fan.
dude.
Holy
it's
shit.
got shark teeth on the side, like a
Ooh.
saw blade.
Ooh. Wow.
It didn't work. It would crash when you try to play Battlefield 1942.
That's
It was
unfortunate.
bad. So I built another one. And the other one had... What did it have? It had a 5800
Mm-hmm.
a
Mm-hmm.
NVIDIA. Because I remember the 5950 was like the shit. Was like you were cool if you had one of those, and I did not have one of those because I worked in a grocery store.
I see.
So I had something worse, but I don't remember exactly what it was.
Hanu linking the voodoo. What does that mean?
Well, there used to be a graphics card. It's called a Voodoo.
Ah, I see.
A Radeon Voodoo. Which actually isn't far off, honestly, from this thing. The specs on this, it says here, the GPU clock was running at a incredible 412 megahertz.
Ooh.
So, and the memory clock
Blazing speeds.
was 365. It had 256 megabytes
That's so many. Have you ever seen that many?
of DDR1 memory.
It had the up arrow, the left arrow,
It
the down
had-
arrow, the right arrow.
It had
It had the pad.
8 pixel shaders. 8 of them. It had 8.
8.
You would never need more than
Whew.
8. Holy shit. You need a 250 watt PSU to run this thing, so you know, gotta be concerned about power there. But it ran DirectX 9. When did this come out? When was this released?
Do I give him black
October.
sclera?
October 1st, 2003.
Wow,
Were you alive in 2003, Gar?
I was.
Okay, that's good.
Gars were alive starting on August 10th, 1998. It's now safe to shut off your computer. Yeah, did anybody safely eject their USB?
Oh shit. Well,
Have you ever safely ejected a USB, Hanu?
I have ejected a couple USBs safely.
Safely.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Technically, you still have to do that.
It doesn't prompt you anymore, though.
It yells at you if you don't.
I've looked for it before and I have not found it, so. Hey Fluxy, what's up? Don't forget to put the tape in the rewinder when you're done. True. Sway emotes, please, in chat.
Where are we swaying?
Because we're listening to Sea Shanty. If we're gonna do this more as well, let's get a fucking aux splitter so we can both listen to the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
You live here, we could maybe do this more, you know?
I don't know why you're being so sassy about this. I thought this was what you wanted.
This is what I want, but I'm like, can we let's do this more often to the point where like we have a setup? Because I feel every time we do this, I feel like I find out about it like as stream is starting, and then I'm like, sure, fuck it, we'll do it live.
You're doing the same shit you were gonna do. It's not like I blew up your plan.
Well, I have to capture your iPad. I could have fucking lav mic'd you so you're like actually and like I would have had you record a thing on the lav mic so that I could appropriately fucking EQ and compress your audio.
Mm-hmm.
I would have you would have sounded like our stream actually is something that I care about and isn't just like you know how I'm trying to do this for a living and like I'm not making enough money to do it for a living, but I'm still trying every week.
Yeah.
So like I give a shit and want it to be really professional.
Yeah.
So next time it's gonna be fucking more professional.
If I wasn't in this room right now, what would be different?
Well, you wouldn't have bad audio because you wouldn't be. So it's not about what my thing would be different. It's I added Hanu assets on top of this, but the Hanu assets are whole W type preparation.
Look, you can put the noise gate back on, and stream can just not hear me.
No, because that's worse.
Just not talk.
That's worse.
I can pull up.
No, I want you to talk,
I
but
can be on the couch. I
but
can go
like
upstairs. I can stream from my iPad from upstairs.
No,
No problem.
you have to be. We're gonna lav mic you.
Okay.
It's gonna be great.
I'll turn this car around.
Can you even turn a Miata around? Do they do that?
Yeah, they're like really short wheelbase, so they're probably.
They are really
good.
short. No, they just no.
They're short and short.
What is a Miata good for except nothing you want a car to be good at?
They're good at being really fun to drive.
They're good. Like the fact that you can't even fit your full amount of luggage in your own car. I guess if you cheat and use the passenger seat, you can. But I'm like, if you were trying to bring all of your shit you bring to a con, does that even fit in your Miata?
Yeah.
That's only because you bring like one outfit.
Well, I mean, ask me how I know. I've done it. I've gone to a con with the Miata before. It's fine. You have. I even did it like wrong and brought the huge fucking crate that I'd never bring now because I have the smaller one. So.
Hey, Volksy, what's up?
Look, I like the
Hi,
Miata.
Tech.
Just because you're a Miata hater.
I like the Miata, but the problem is, well, now we have Pendles who has a real car, and like we can fit things in it.
I bought the Miata because I wanted it.
Yes.
And I wasn't thinking about what potential cars in the future would want. 6 months later.
Do you okay? So we're outside of Gars, do you have any regrets about the Miata as your primary four-wheeled vehicle?
So having a manual transmission in intense traffic is kind of annoying, but I've gotten over it at this point. Look, the main thing is, every car that I've ever owned has been a pile of shit. The first car I ever had was a terrible minivan, so having a car that's like fun and cool is like makes driving interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It has like physical dials for the climate control. Name a modern car that doesn't have touchscreen bullshit everywhere.
Oh, hi Alma.
Yeah, Crow has a Miata because I feel like I told Crow to buy a Miata. I was like, yeah, these cars are good. Also, hi Alma. What's up?
How do you? Okay, so I know Control B brings up color, but what is Control C? No, that's fucking copy. How do I get like contrast brightness? Control U. Oh, great.
God gamer. Yeah, I'm the Photoshop wizard. Been using this program for longer than you've been alive.
It's probably true.
Or whatever. Whatever.
Can I like? What do I have to do to make it now like apply that and not be an adjustment?
What do you mean? It's not an adjustment layer.
Okay. Yeah. So that's
just,
done now. That's not like built in. That layer doesn't know about that anymore. Correct. It's agnostic of this information. Okay. Good.
Correct. Yeah. See, look. Some people love how small that car is. small people who
Yeah,
are
well,
small,
yeah. Alma is small, so that
Yes.
makes sense to me.
Yeah,
Alma's
they
a
understand.
tiny little freak.
I made Quentin drive the. I don't want to say made. I was like, Quentin, do you want to drive this car? And he said yes. And he got in, and his knees were literally in the fucking dash of
Yes.
this car.
That's
And
everybody.
it was very funny. So yeah, look, it's fine.
Alma, you have no protests.
There
I
are
will
s-
not. I
there
will not
are
be
smaller
accepting
cars.
any criticism of what I've called you. It's true.
There are smaller cars than the Miata. It's not the smallest one.
Well, does that? Well, yeah. You know. Smart cart. Yeah, something like that. I don't have any car. I would settle for first. I would settle for driver's license.
No, don't get a driver's license. Then you got to do jury duty or whatever. You're in the books then.
I already have a state ID, so I'm already in the books.
Oh, damn.
But yeah, no, I need a driver's license.
Are you registered to vote?
Yes.
Damn. I
Uh,
know who you are
the
now.
problem with like so for those there's enough people in chat that don't know shit about me. We can talk about the story. So like my story of not having a driver's license is one that like I've been bullied and teased and made fun of in every various possible way for years, and like it sucks because people are very like it's something that people will just leverage to be a piece of shit. It's like saying it fortunately not another thing that I can be bullied about because I actually can't do this, but it's like telling someone you like don't know how to ride a bike or like you don't know how to fucking like catch a baseball or whatever, where it's just like people are immediately like, wow, a vulnerability that I can be a piece of shit about because I'm not going to critically examine like the fact that the only reason I know or have this is because I was presented with a lot of opportunities and things that other people might not have had. But yeah, so my story of why I don't have a driver's license starts with me. I'm like 15 and a half. I pay for my own driver's ed because there's a program that they'll like come through to a place that I could bike to. So I biked to my own driver's ed program because my parents were like, we're not going to let you fucking drive any of our cars unless you do driver's ed because it reduces the insurance premiums if you have driver's ed completed. So I went and paid for that out of my own pocket, and I went to the things for it and completed all of that. And there's included in driver's ed is well, actually I guess it wasn't when I was 15. I guess it was I got the money for it when I was 15. When I was 16, I went and sat my permit test, which is a written test where you have to have a bunch of stupid bullshit memorized, which is just like you have to have, it's so stupid, dude. Like the permit test is genuinely spend 2 or 3 days memorizing shit that is completely, not all of it's completely irrelevant to driving, but like it'll be stupid shit like you've been pulled over for a speeding fee on a highway where you were going 55 and the speed limit was 50. How much are you being charged? And it'll be like $60, $65, $70, $75, and that's like on the permit test. And I'm like, why the fuck should I need to be able to know that off the top of my head when it's like you're in a roundabout? How the fuck do you navigate it? Or like there's a stop sign here and a stop sign here, what do you do? Those are like questions that I will not criticize them for having on the test. But anything that's just like, what is the fee for this? I'm like, why? That's not, this is irrelevant to me being able to drive the car.
It's so that you know not to do it.
Yeah.
You're scared straight.
Yeah, something like that. So, but anyway, so I do driver's ed, and it includes within it like some, I don't remember the fucking numbers at this point, but it's some amount of like practice driving hours with one of the instructors. So I got a good amount of the practice hours, but then in my state, you have to have a number of like supervised driving hours before you can sit the test by a licensed adult over the age of 25. And my parents were like, don't worry, we did all of those hours with your older sister. We will do them with you. And as it turns out, my parents fucking suck and don't do shit that they say they're gonna do. So they bail on me for the entire extent of me heading off, like getting the permit and going to college. Uh, so I never get the enough supervised hours, and you can't skip that part until you are 18. And I went to college when I had just turned. I guess it was so I was 17 when I first got there, and then I turned 18 like while I was there. But anyways, on my first break home for summer, I have to get another permit, so I sit the test again because my first one expired. And my parents are like, "Don't worry, while you're home on break, we will like do all of the hours with you, and then you can go get your driver's license." And I'm like, "Okay, fucking great," because I am already like reaching the point where my parents, again, like even though I'm like, this is like half your fault, right? My parents like had already been doing the thing where they would have like company over for parties or whatever, and they would just tease and bully me like, "Did you get your license yet? You get your license yet? You can't drive. Everybody your age can drive." And I'm like, "I can drive. I just haven't had enough supervised hours to sit the fucking test yet, and I'm not old enough to not have to do that." So I was already like really bitter about it because I was just like, everybody who is like making fun of me about this had somebody in their life that was like willing to help them out with this, or they had the like means and money to pay somebody to help them out with it. And I'm like, I do not. Uh, so anyways, I come back from college, TLDR, they flake on me again. Uh, I go through another 2 years of college, permit expires, I get a third permit, I come home, they're like, "This time for sure," and then they let me drive to get them groceries from Costco once. That was when I was home on like a 9-month long internship, and across 9 months I got to drive once. And then at that point I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna, when I graduate from college and I get a job, I'm gonna pay for it myself. I'm just gonna pay for a fucking driving instructor to like help, because at this point I was old enough that I didn't have to have the number of supervised hours. I just had to be in practice enough, in form enough to be able to do the stuff they test you on, just like the parallel parking and all of that stuff, which is like not particularly hard, but it's like if you only drove a car for like 20 hours or whatever in driver's ed, and you've driven one like 3 times since then, it's like, I don't want to just go raw dog sit the test. I would like to like have some amount of refamiliarization time to like practice, but then when I graduate and I'm like, okay, time to go pay somebody, because I graduate, I get a job, and then I'm like, time to go pay somebody that I can just like drive around and practice, and then I'll go sit the test. I graduated in May of 2020, which, as it turns out, was a really bad time to be getting into a car with stranger whose job was to get into a enclosed airspace with other strangers all day every day. So I couldn't do it then because of COVID. And then eventually I got my cool tech job, and well, cool that turned out to not be cool, tech job, and in the fall of 2021 I was like, okay, I'm gonna go sit my permit test again, and I'm just gonna fucking pay somebody to give me some practice, and then I will go take the test. But then I left that job, and the concept of having the amount of money required to buy and maintain a car and to pay somebody for driving lessons vanished out of my financial capabilities. And I haven't been able to get to a point where I'm like, yeah, I have disposable income, I can go buy a car and pay for driving lessons since then. So I've had to do without, and I've survived and I made it this far, but it is something that I am genuinely still like really bitter about. And whenever anybody teases me about it, I'm just like, dude, like, I've fucking tried. Like, it is not for lack of fucking trying. I have sat my permit test 3 times, and then every single time I have been fucked over by people who are supposed to help me. but maybe eventually I can fix that. I would like to. It would be a cool thing to have. And then maybe one day I'll know how to drive manual. And I can ride around in your silly little tiny car.
I mean, you can ride around in the car right now.
Just not with a license. The problem with doing everything in grayscale is that then I'm just gonna get really attached to it being grayscale. I just really like grayscale, but this is just supposed to be me figuring out values for the character.
Who's the character?
I can only imagine Volksy.
This is the adopt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet.
Thank you. Grayscale. Yeah, something like that. Just gotta do them in every color, no choice. Yeah. We'll figure out what he needs. That I don't care to drive. Yeah, I've been living without it for long enough that it's like it's definitely it. There were many periods of time in my life where I'm just like, this is a priority and I really fucking need this thing. But then I was fucked over for so long that I've reached a point where I'm like, I have survived without having access to this utility for long enough that like I know it's possible, and it's honestly probably cheaper, but unfortunately it relies on you relying on other people, whether that is you relying on people you pay with like Uber and stuff like that, or relying on friends and being like, hey, can I come with you when you go do errands and like do some of my errands. That never feels particularly great, because it definitely does feel like you are being there. I feel like there is some sort of social resource that is consumed when you get a ride from somebody, and I don't like that sensation. But the alternative is lots of money at the moment, and I have not been able to figure that out. That does help, folksy, yeah. I'm glad that you have a situation where it worked out for you. What was learning to drive like for you, Hanu?
I drove a manual and it was fine, and then I had a really shitty van that I hated driving. That I drove to school.
Mm.
And the van was bad because it had a gas gauge that was inaccurate by up to a quarter of a tank. So if you were down to a quarter tank of gas, you could be out of gas.
That's not good. You
Yeah.
don't like that.
Yeah, something was wrong with it. So you would just get gas early, not let it go down too much. And then it also, and this was a bigger deal, it didn't have a reverse gear because the automatic transmission was fucked up. So you'd have to park in places where you could pull through.
Is this big enough for you to see, by the way, or do you want to make it bigger?
I got my glasses this time.
Okay.
What kind of motorcycle do you have? No reverse, yeah, no reverse. The automatic transmission was messed up. And that is how this van unfortunately untimely died, was because my brother this one summer was like going to like a recording studio camp or something. That's carbureted and ancient, no ABS, no rider aids. Yeah, please do. Okay, so my brother was really dumb and was going to this like recording camp, and instead of like, I don't know, packing a backpack and a laptop or something, he needed to bring every single thing that he owned to this recording studio camp. So he was like bringing like this like, I don't know, stupid he had so much bullshit he was bringing, and because of this, he was like, "Oh, we have to take your car because it won't fit in, the other car, and so we have to drive my car to where this recording studio camp thing is." And that's like through the mountains and stuff, and the mountains overheat the transmission, and then which is already like fucked. So after that happens, my van just is stuck in like second gear the entire time, which is pretty cool. So yeah,
Sounds not ideal.
yeah. So that's how that died. Thanks, brother, for that. Appreciate that.
But how was your, like, did you have to sit the permit test more than once because your parents fucked you over? Did you pass your driver's test on the first try?
Yeah, I passed my driver's test on the first try.
What about the permit thing?
The permit thing, my parents dragged their feet on the test because I started doing it when I was 16, and then they dragged their feet on it forever, and I don't think I got my license until I was 18. And later they admitted that that was intentional because they didn't want me to get my driver's license before I was 18. I don't know why they couldn't have just said, like, okay, wait until you're 17 or whatever. I don't know, it was stupid. So I did get a little bit fucked over on purpose by my parents, but whatever. We just kept renewing it or whatever, and the temporary license.
Yours gets fucking renewed. Yeah, mine you have to reset the test.
No, yeah, you can renew it an X number of times, and then
Mine was, yeah, in Massachusetts they're not renewable.
okay, you could renew it, and the restrictions on it were initially that you could only drive with somebody in the car with you. That was like the learner permit. And then there was a temporary license, which was like you can't drive after dark, but you can drive on your own.
I see.
And so I had like, I want to say that's how it works. Maybe that's not true. I'm not sure. It was a long time ago. But I like had a job and stuff, and they didn't want to keep driving me to work, so that helped to get it through. And then I had the van. The van was really fun because when we had a lot of people, we would take all the seats out and then just get like a bunch of people in the back just on the ground because you could fit more people with no seats in the back. And so there would be a lot of people in the back just sitting on the floor, and then I would just take corners at high speed and like knock everybody over.
Very safe.
Yeah, very safe. And usually I was driving because everyone else was like really high, and we were on the way to like Taco Bell at 3 a.m. or something. Like standard, we're in high school type crap. So that's good.
That is good.
Says that he failed his the first time because of parallel parking. Yeah, so when I was doing the driving exam, the instructor didn't say like turn right here. She just was like, "Oh, you were supposed to turn back there," and I was like, "You didn't say anything." And she's like, "Oh, well, just turn up here then." I'm like, "Okay." And so because I deviated off of the route that she uses, the parallel parking didn't work because there wasn't a spot there. And so she was like, "All right, well, fuck it, just park here." And I just like pulled in, and she's like, "Okay." So because she fucked up like that, I didn't have to do that one. Doing parallel parking in a minivan is a problem.
Are you allowed to bring your own car? Or do you always have to use their test car?
I used my car, yeah.
Are you allowed to do that? I don't know if you're allowed to do that in this state.
You were.
I think in my, like, from what I recall from, like, again, this is years ago that I'm trying to drag memories up from, but it was like you can only do it if it has a, like, e-brake. So if your car doesn't have a e-brake lever that a passenger can pull, then you can't use that car.
Weird.
I recall that being part of the requirements. State dependent, yeah. Here it was like you can only use a car that has an e-brake you can pull. They'll have some there, but if you bring your car and it doesn't like have that, then you can't use it.
Huh. Yeah, I use my car, I think. My friend had the same instructor, and he had gotten his license first. And so he said, you know, don't go to this particular place to get your license. And then unfortunately, that was the place we went to get it. So I'm like, oh, God. And he had described this person. He's like, oh, I had the worst instructor. And he told me that she was very overweight. And of course, the instructor that I have was super overweight. And so I was like, okay, cool. So I got the hard ass instructor that my friend had. And he described it. His words was that when she got into his car, she had to put slide the seat all the way back and recline it all the way back for her massive body to fit into his car. And he said that half of it was for her to fit in, and the other half was that she could do the salute out the window because she was such a Nazi about the requirements. So, but I passed on the first try because I don't know, I messed up her game plan by not turning right or whatever.
Well,
yeah.
good work.
Yeah, that's how you throw them off. Is you don't turn onto the one side street that you gotta turn on.
Serious? That's so mean, Kit. You can't fucking say that shit. The fuck. Also, you have to watch that fucking Counter-Strike video I was talking about.
Which one?
The one Ryan and I were talking about, that's like documentary one.
Yeah.
By the way, he does hit 10K by the end. So, wow. But one of the things that he did that he's like super regrets is he uses the same he's hot micing on Discord, but he's push to talk in CS, and he like accidentally push to talks and fucking wheeze laughs at a guy because like one of his teammates, and this is like when he's like still in fucking like 4K Premiere or something. One of his teammates sees a like enemy CT at like bomb site planting, facing the opposite direction, and like full sprays them until the magazine empties, and then the person just turn around and like one taps him in the head, and he like reflexively hits his push to talk key and like fucking wheeze laughs. And he's like, oh shit, I just did that over like team chat. But it's pretty bad. Like it's literally like person is not facing you, and you're like, brrr, and then you just hear that whoosh noise of you like getting head tapped. That's if we ever play CS together, that will be me shooting at you, and then that will be like what happens.
Yeah.
And one of the things that while I was watching this video, hi Lucy. One of the things while I was watching this video that like fucking blew my fucking mind, because like I just don't watch much CS, is like them going into the workshop maps to do like the aim training and like spray control training, and seeing that like if you are holding down left click with the AK, like within like not even a full second, your goal is to like aim at the dude's feet. And I'm just like, this like doesn't work for my brain at all, because like the reticle on the screen is at the dude's feet, but you're hitting him in the head. And I'm like, what? This game is stupid, dude. This game doesn't work. You gotta play Counter-Strike with Kid on stream at some point. It's gonna be great.
Oh god, not on stream. I just want to have fun.
You can't have fun if it's on stream.
Look, I don't want to try hard or do anything. I just want to buy bullshit, and I just want to have fun, man.
Vernids just wanna have fun.
Yeah.
I'm curious how different it is today versus 1.6. I think CS2 is probably pretty significantly different.
The difference is movement speed. Is like you move so fucking quickly in CS2 compared to 1.6. There's also a lot of stuff. Like they could not be more different, honestly. But like the movement speed is like the biggest thing of like. Yeah. Anyway.
Bernard. Yeah, you like those. Color this man chartreuse because it's a silly color name. It is. That is a silly color name. What color is chartreuse, Hanu? Is that like blue?
It's like a salmon color.
Oh.
I think. Is it actually a salmon color?
I don't know.
Nobody knows. Okay. I Google.
Tech, is it a salmon color? They have no idea. Okay, well, nobody knows.
Chartreuse is a liquor. It's a French herbal liqueur, and it's this color.
Oh, it's green.
So I was wrong, as wrong as you can possibly be, I think, because salmon is the opposite of green.
Well,
Yeah, so it's green.
now we know. Light green. Fuck no.
Yeah, that we started with the liqueur. Yeah. I think that it is named after the liqueur, is what the internet tells me. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it by the drink, and the crowd was not shocked.
What is chartreuse? What does it taste like?
I don't know. Yeah, Kittimer, tell us
Yeah,
about the
Kit.
flavor of chartreuse.
Describe the tasting notes of chartreuse.
You're 5 minutes behind. Dude, that fucking workplace Wi-Fi is kind of dog water, dude. Plants. Tastes like plants.
That seems like a thumbs down from me. If your alcohol tastes like plants.
Your mouth is oozing blood. Send help. Is it supposed to be doing that? You made so much stir fry. Hanu, have you had dinner yet?
No.
You could give, if you have too much stir fry, you can give some to Hanu's.
I'll accept stir fry, I guess. Ron, who are you gonna bite first with your new teeth? Who is getting the first chomp?
FF2052. You like this color? That's a good color. Wow. I'll put that color,
Do you know about the color Paradise Pink?
I do not. Here, that color can go right there.
Alright.
Yeah, it's very pretty. It's literally called Awesome. Oh. Wow. It's a large single portion, but there's a lot more I can make.
That's not a lot then.
Yeah, that's not a lot then.
That's not.
Yeah, no.
So
Again,
much.
I was gonna say you haven't. In the kitchens where Hanu's cook a lot, you have to earn the words a lot, because Hanu makes a lot of shit. If it is not enough to feed a Hanu and a Gar for like a full week, it's not a lot.
Yeah.
We have learned this.
Mm-hmm.
Hanu will make something and be like, all right, I'm leaving for a week and a half tomorrow. Here's 50 portions of this thing I made. Here you go. And I'm like, why did you make so much if you were imminently leaving? And you gotta tell the fucking boxes of orzo story.
We learned not to put orzo in soup.
I don't know if it said we learned not to put orzo in soup. It's maybe just how you said it was 3 boxes.
I poured a box of orzo into the soup, and then I was like, all right, cool. And I opened another one and poured it in there, and then the orzo reached the top of the it was the mound of orzo was sticking out of the broth of the soup, and I was like, that's a lot. And then I went, well, I have 3 boxes, so I'm gonna put another box in because I have 3, so fuck it. And so I put 3 boxes of orzo into the soup, and it was a lot of orzo, and then all of that pasta just slurped up all of the liquid in the soup, and so
it ceased being soup and
Yeah,
became
it became-
pasta that tasted like it absorbed a lot of soup.
yeah. So we learned
3 boxes, Kittimer.
Yeah. We learned that we don't put the orzo in at that phase, and less orzo is probably good.
Yes.
3 boxes. Yeah, 3 boxes. It was a lot of orzo.
How was day 1, Pendles? Did you go to both stores? Did you go to only one store? What was it like?
First day of school.
Yeah. Except school is where you learn about the hottest deals for consoles.
Mm-hmm. My foot is falling asleep.
Would you like to jiggle?
I am going to grab a second blanket to sit on, so that
There's blankets, there's pillows, whatever you need.
well, that probably messed up the stream because it rotated.
I don't know, let's find out.
Tell it not to rotate.
No, you're
Okay, we're
fine.
good. All right. Everything that can possibly be fucked up is. Okay, that's good.
The entire layout of the store being backwards.
That's
all
good.
right.
I mean that gives you a lot to fix.
Yeah,
So
cool.
you get to be the hero. That
I was gonna say, is anybody supervising how long you're fixing shit? Can this just turn into you come in there and you hang out? You go, oh damn, sure it's taking a long time to get this place back into shape. While you sit on your Steam Deck in the corner. I have Infinity Resources until 2 weeks from now. I see. Is it really coming out that soon?
Are we gonna have one? Are we getting one?
Are we getting one? Is there a reason to get one?
You can play Mario Kart.
Ah, yeah, Mario Kart World.
The world of Mario Kart.
Wow. Hell yeah, Volksy. We love Hot Dragon.
No, can we get one for market market research so you can answer questions about it when people ask you?
Oh yeah, dude. I don't think Pendles gets that actually,
Um,
which is kind of fucked up to be honest.
yeah, how are you supposed to know how to disconnect to connect the controller if you don't have one? Did they ever think about that?
So true, Hanu. Sad. All right, I'm gonna run to the bathroom. You get BRB'd.
What the frick? No, put me on the BRB screen. No, just make the BR. Just make a new scene with just me.
We have that, but it doesn't have audio.
We'll give it audio.
Hanu, you can be on the BRB screen. That was the first thing you said. No takesies backsies.
Okay.
If I can fucking find you.
I silence this.
There. Okay. Do you need anything while I'm up?
No. Definitely gotta crop this out. Okay. I feel like this is looking pretty alright so far. Merge this. Okay. Alright. And this needs Hanu, what are you making? I am making art of Vernid, but with a spotlight on him because I saw some cool art on Twitter that had a very similar. No, it was not on Twitter. It was on Blue Sky. Fuck Twitter. It's on Blue Sky, and it looked pretty cool. And so I am doing this as just a little thing. Probably gonna give up on this and work on something else soon. because it's only 8 o'clock, and kind of feel like I'm running out of interesting things to do with this. So, yeah, probably gonna draw something else after this. Instead, soon. What do you think Gar's listening to on his headphones? In the little animation there. What do you think that he's got on? If you were in a field full of bugs, listening to some music and hanging out. Sea shanty too. Yeah. Probably. We shop music on repeat. Also a good one. Yeah, also thumbs up on that one. Mm-hmm. Well, we continue. But there's probably like something we could do with this to make it look a little more soft. Sure.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Hello. Dude, look at that Vernet.
Do you like this, Vernet?
It's a good Vernet. Wow, listen to those haptics. Whoa.
That's the sound of productivity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh. Burr, 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 burr. I was not able to easily pull the main petting animation out of the other software. I'll have to see if there's a way that I can like maybe reach out to the creator and be like, hello, can I have this? And get them to give it to me.
It's just like a hand.
Yeah.
Can't you just recreate it with yourself by just playing a hand?
I can just play like a GIF or whatever, but theirs is like a 3D model that actually interacts with your head and does collider shit.
Oh, okay.
Which is cooler.
It needs to like squish the model for like diagonally.
That would be pretty neat, yeah.
While being pet to like emphasize how soft the whole thing is.
Yeah. What?
Is that better than where it was before?
Yes.
Why?
Because where it was before, to get the camera to like point at me, it has to be up really high and then angled down, which means it sees like too much forehead basically. So it always thinks my eyes are closed. Whereas here it does not.
But isn't the monitor like blocking the view of?
No, this front facing. So here I can show you what it sees.
Oh. Okay. Cool.
It's pretty good. Boom, 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 boom. Did your day get any less shitty at work today?
Who are you asking?
You.
Kind of. I don't know. Not really. I kept getting interrupted by things, and so I didn't really get a ton done because every interruption was like, what was I doing again? Oh yeah, and then I would get interrupted again. So, kind of didn't really get much done. Hoping that tomorrow I can just tell people to stop bothering me, and just work on stuff.
That'd be nice. Imagine that.
Yeah.
How are we doing with your minion at this point? When is minion? I thought minion was getting banished soon.
Minion is leaving next month. Oops, I hit the button. Hope that I'm still connected to the stream.
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
Minions, because he like closes tickets, he's convinced people that he's a guy who closes tickets. And while he does do some work, he's also just getting like the easiest things.
Mm-hmm.
And like all the features and stuff. And so
Hey, Kinsey.
my boss is like, well, why don't we just have him do this like
Thing he super
really,
can't do.
yeah, really difficult involved thing. And I'm like, that's not happening.
He's like, by you saying let's have him do that, you mean let's have Hanu do this through him.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's have Hanu puppet this other person.
Yeah, like Ratatouille, I will be doing the work. So I don't know. Not his fault, I guess, because he's an intern and we're just asking a lot of interns. But he does ask a lot of questions, and
Do you think he's actually gotten any better since he started working there?
yeah.
Hell yeah,
He
that's good to
understands
hear.
what GraphQL is and how to use it. So it just means that the next intern we hire, we're going to be starting over from the beginning
Mm-hmm. Love that.
of having a guy who doesn't know anything. So
Which is our favorite thing.
what does this Vernid look like? Does anyone know what this Vernid looks like?
Aren't you drawing Zine?
Yeah.
Don't you know what this Vernid looks
I
like?
have no idea what this Vernid looks like.
I see.
Nobody knows what this Vernid looks like.
How does it feel to get to draw your own OC?
Feels pretty cool.
Scanning. Aug. Aug.
Really like doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is pretty cool. You're good at doing it. Gonna have to fire your assistant after a few weeks. Were they that bad on day one that you're like, all right, you're gonna be fired soon? What a good showing.
I mean, clearly they allowed
They allowed things to become dire, so
that kind of speaks to them just being. If they were capable of doing it better, they would have. But because it wasn't done better, that means that they're not capable of doing that.
True. So wait, remind me again, because I read part of it, but then you started telling stories. Did you go visit both stores, or what was today? What did today look like? Hey June, what's up? Hell yeah, Volksy. Does that helps, right? I imagine.
Intentional malicious behavior. Okay, so they're preventing the Hitler from.
Oh, you only have one store? So wait, why do I have a map of 2?
The other one got closed already? Question mark?
Yeah, did the other one get exploded already? Pre-exploded? There's a lot going on. Wanted to see what's up. I feel that on there's a lot going on, dude. That's me every fucking day. They let Elise lapse on the big store. Which one was that? Was it the farther away one or the closer one? Hopefully it was the farther away one. Hell yeah, Volksy. Further? Okay, hell yeah, dude. So you only have to worry about the closer one. Also, I don't know, I imagine your phone knew about this, but Hanu was talking about how on the map that I drew for you, it takes you onto the highway, and if you're going to be leaving in the morning, that means you're going to run into Boston traffic. So Hanu was like, if you take side roads, you're almost guaranteed get there faster, and I'm like, I wonder if GPS knows about that.
How much highway did you take to get to where you're going? Or rather, how much going north on highways? Okay, learned that. Alright, good.
Yeah, that stretch over there gets fucked up. I mean, all of the highways get fucked up because we're bad at having good highways here
It's true.
that just don't. Yeah. I'm so tired.
Relatable. Does drinking alcohol increase or decrease tiredness?
Oh.
You don't know? Map once you drive to Silent Hill, can't trust it. I would not. I don't. Based on what little I know of Silent Hill, yeah, it's not a place you want to be. I don't think.
I played Silent Hill on a demo disc,
Yeah.
And it was only the like first level and the school level. And
Do we have the hardware to play that, Pendles? Continue.
we do, I think. We have a PS1, so yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Uh,
Maybe we'll do that.
yeah, we'll plug analog into your capture card. And
Can we both do a full zoom out?
there we go. If you get hit in that game, your like hit stun is like
seconds long of hit stun when you get chomped by anything. So
Yeah.
like the game just is like nothing. All of your buttons do nothing for 3 seconds when you get hit by stuff because you're just like stunned and like
You're
huge
ooged.
drops of blood are coming off of you.
Ooh.
And
Dark,
so, like,
arg.
yeah, it's very annoying to play. You basically just are like controls don't react to button pushes.
I'm excited about that. I want to see that. I want to watch you play a horror game for sure. Also, thank you, Explicitl, and hello, Naru. How are you?
why do I have to play it?
I've never seen you play a horror game.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that would be funny. Think watching you suffer is funny.
Okay. Well, you're the famous Twitch streamer here, so
I wish I was famous, dude.
you're the super popular, really big deal, famous on the internet.
Maybe when I get my fursuit, I'll suddenly fall into those categories. Maybe that's how it works.
I think that's how it works.
Gar fursuit when? Supposedly in 4 months. made by Beast Fantasia Studios, aka Zilvin is the name of the actual person themselves. Yeah, it's gonna be really cool. I'm really excited about it. Yeah, I've never played any Castlevania games. Have you, Hanu?
Nope.
I've watched the Netflix show though. Netflix show really good. Highly recommend. Have you seen the Netflix show?
Nope.
Hana, you gotta watch cool shows. It's got such good animation, dude. It's so pretty. What a pretty show. They've got this one guy, Blue Fangs, who has a really hot voice.
Why is his voice hot?
'Cause it's all deep and fucked up, and he's a big hot monster, and he eats someone's face off.
Mm-hmm.
Which is good. We like that.
If Hano ate somebody's face off and had a deep monster voice, would you like him more?
I already like Hanu a lot.
Would you like him more?
No, because Hanu doesn't aesthetically look scary enough, unfortunately. Hanu is like cream and creamsicle colors with deer spots.
You just haven't seen the art that I made of him just covered in blood.
No, I've seen it, but he's still. I'm like, aw. If Hanu like shoved their face into my chest cavity and like gored it out, my last words would be, aw.
Yeah, he ruffles between his eyes and
Yeah.
follow.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Because unfortunately, you're too deer shaped that I'm like, oh, deer.
Okay,
So like, even
it's
if you bit
working.
me, yeah.
It's working, is what you're saying. You're
Yes.
falling for his fucking...
Yeah.
well, his play.
Yes.
Okay.
It works.
Okay, that's good.
But yeah, no, Hanu does not. Hanu can't have a deep monster voice and be scary. They can have a deep monster,
He's
but they won't.
supposed
But well, it won't be scary though.
No, it's like supposed to though, because like the questing beast has like
But I thought he just bark. He does. Does Hanu canonically talk?
yeah, like the questing beast canonically talks
Oh.
because it's got like all these vocal cords and it like rumbles and shit. It makes noises.
But it says words.
And it says stuff that's like
Fucked up.
fucked up about how the king is gonna die.
Damn. Warbles and such.
Who said that?
Pendles.
No.
No pendles. No warbles.
No warbles.
No warbling.
Yeah, let's draw Hanu covered in blood. Let's do that.
Wow. Good pivot. You want to warble? What's stopping you from
You know
warbling?
those like hyenas that are just like they've just killed something and have been hanging out
Yeah.
doing their like hyena shit and like all of them are just like completely head to toe drenched in something's blood.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the aesthetic you're gonna be shooting for.
Yeah.
I see. Fuck yeah. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
Different brush. We need the one I created. This thing. Yeah.
Hmm. 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 Did I tell you that I have one of the things on my list to do when I have money and free time enough to do things for Gar, to draw art for me, uh, which will happen someday. Did I tell you about the OC that I want to make for that's like a not publicly fronted persona of myself?
Well, if you talk about it, then it will be publicly fronted.
No, it can be. I mean, it's just not going to be like marketable. I make stickers or like I sell things of it, and it's my VTuber on stream and stuff.
Okay.
Have I told you about that guy?
No.
He's gonna be a more traditional Skulldog type character.
You're not gonna make a Vernid?
He's not gonna be. He'll be not a Vernid.
What the fuck?
Me describing any new OC to Hanu. Oh, they're not a Vernid? Sounds like a mistake.
Yeah.
Maybe you could undo that one. I want to make a Skulldog character that's actually more dog code. Because I have... Murmurs is not a Skulldog. He is a fucked up eldritch horror entity. But I want an actual Skulldog. And why? Because I fucking love them. And I draw them a lot, and I've still never gotten to draw mine, even though he's lived in my head for like years. But I also haven't drawn any of my own art for years.
Why not?
Money. But yeah, so he's gonna have cool outfits and stuff. I'm gonna draw him in clothes a whole bunch.
Skulldog that wears clothes?
Yeah,
What?
yeah,
Is that even possible?
it is.
Okay.
He's gonna have cool outfits and stuff, and it's gonna be rad. And I'm really excited about it. And he has a cool name. His name's Hapax Legomenon, which is a really cool word. I think I told you that bit, at least.
I don't think you did.
You don't remember Hapax Legomenon?
No.
Hi, Gray. How are you?
Is he a funk phenomenon?
No.
Damn.
That's a phrase that means The singular use of a word in a body of text. It
Oh,
means
you
a
did
word that,
mention that,
yeah,
yeah.
word that shows up
You
only
did
once.
mention
Yeah,
that, yeah. Oh, cool.
yeah. He's gonna be very cool.
Is he a fun phenomenon?
He could be. Do you think he should be?
I don't know. He's your character, so.
Hell yeah, Gray. That's exciting. Yeah, it's fucking been a minute, dude. Competent internet. Wow. Is that because you're home now, kid? If you are, welcome home. Shop. Okay. What you doing at the shop? What you working on?
Coins, I'd wager.
Coins, really?
I'd wager a coin that Kit's working on a coin.
Well, tonight is ear parts. You lose your wager.
Damn it. My coin. It's gone.
The house.
Has Kiddamer allowed you to pay him for your coin?
Of course not.
Well, new O-rings solves coin issue. Wow. I've accepted payment in a different measure. Is that true?
If Kit thinks that's true, then it is. I guess.
I think he thinks that's true.
I don't know. I still feel like there should be an exchange of dollars.
Yeah,
Um,
you think so?
Yeah, I do.
hang on. What? Huh.
Having a spat with a neighbor over parking. Cool.
Just make sure that your subtenant doesn't like do something bad.
Yeah, that would be bad if he did something bad, I think.
Historically, that seems to be the case with parking with this person. So, from what I know about the subtenant.
It's 8:45 p.m.
I know.
You gonna make it, Hanu?
MTA is like, I don't know what that stands for.
Massachusetts Transit Association,
Authority.
but yeah, he's not.
The transit
Wrong
authority.
state, so
What
probably
a-
not that.
Parking authority. That's a P. Parking starts with a P, Kit. So
That's true.
I don't
Does.
know. What is the M for? Mountain Transit Authority? Mountain Top Authority?
Who's to say? Truly.
Nobody knows.
Municipal Transit Authority.
I see.
I see.
That's so generic.
Does sound pretty generic, huh? Should I get more caffeine? Not this late at night. I wouldn't recommend, but you know your body better than I do. What do Hanu say on the thought of more caffeine for Gray?
God. No, caffeine, no.
Hanu says no. Listen to your local Vernet advisory. What the fuck is that emote called? Damn. It's called Really Mad.
Yeah.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
What's that one called? Questing Beast has told you no caffeine. Does that mean something bad happens if you drink it?
Yeah, it does.
That's yeah. From the Questing Beast said that. What?
I mean, I should drink some caffeine or something. I'm so tired.
Hanu, if I've learned anything about Hanus, it's you don't give Hanus caffeine.
You know?
I have a drawing in my sketchbook that shows that you become a caffeinated creature,
Yeah.
which is not the kind of creature that goes to bed on time.
Yeah. We don't want this creature caffeinated.
We're putting caffeine in the Vernids. The world's going fucking crazy, dude.
So you know, fucking shit's really there.
Gray, that one is really bad.
Look, can a
mod, just delete that one. I don't want to look. I don't want to see it anymore.
What the fuck is that one even called?
Ron, please delete that message.
I don't know if you can delete another mod's message.
Oh, shit.
Shiza? Huh. Ron can't delete your message? Damn.
Damn.
You have access to Gar's account, Hanu. You have to. Yeah, as we learned from the December stream years ago, Hanu does have the power to end the stream at whatever time they wish.
Yeah, I have the redeem. And the stream.
Yeah, for $250, Hanu will hit the power button on my computer.
Sub to the channel.
Sub to the channel. How are you feeling about your bloody Hanu?
I think it needs Modge.
Modge.
Yeah.
Modge Podge, even?
I feel like that's what we have right now. And we need to get away from that. We have too much of that.
Too much Modge Podge.
Yeah.
Bloody what now? A bloody Hanu. You've never seen a bloody Hanu before?
Certainly, Kid has never seen a bloody Hanu. Kid thinks a bloody Hanu is a drink.
Isn't that like, there's some flirt associated with that? You tall, you look like a tall drink or something. Isn't that some? There's some flirt.
Some
Right?
flirt.
Yeah, that's a flirty thing you can say that somebody looks like a tall glass of water. Yeah, what does that fucking mean?
Well, don't you look like a tall glass of water? I think you get punched in the mouth if you say that.
I think that's just your response to people flirting with you in general.
How would you know?
Something you can savor for some time. I see.
No,
That's me
it's-
right now.
It's because you're so thirsty.
Ah, that would make sense.
It's like saying somebody's a sight for sore eyes.
Gar, are you a sight for sore eyes?
Maybe. I feel like I can't be the judge of that. I feel like that it's in the eye of the sore eyes of the beholder.
Mm-hmm.
Who's thirsty? Hanu will drink to that. Hanu not even reading what he has to be drinking to, grabbing his mug.
That's just all vodka now.
Was it ever anything but?
Theoretically, yeah. I did put lemonade in there.
The fuck is a growler?
It's a thing with little handles on it.
I see.
I feel like your thing is smaller.
than the other ones.
They're all the same, identical size.
I feel like that one's smaller.
Is it because you have your glasses on?
No, I just think it's smaller.
Why would it be smaller? Is it because the room is smaller?
Yeah, because the space that it can be mounted on is smaller.
I don't know. Maybe it is smaller. I don't know. I've not
like
been in your
it's
room and
smaller.
or Riot's room long enough to like look really.
It's too much red. I'm gonna tone it back down a
Hmm.
little bit.
Yeah. So many nice creatures on your screen. Hell yeah. We got a few of those. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What are you listening to?
Just the RuneScape soundtrack on repeat.
What kind of dog is that?
I don't know. What kind of dog does it look like?
Well, with the stripes, kind of looks more like a hellhound now.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I personally think it's a good thing.
Well, whoever buys this guy will determine whether they like pets or not. With the new teeth, said help.
Yeah, your teeth are lodged in the Hanu.
Yeah.
Who do you think gets a bit harder, Hanu or Zine?
I feel like if you bite,
Wait, well, we gotta wait for Ron to say.
but I have opinions about that.
Who would you bite harder, Ron? Hanu or Zine?
Mm-hmm.
Zine?
You bite Zine harder?
Bite Zine harder.
Wow.
What are your thoughts, Hanu?
The whole thing is if you bite Hanu hard, he kills you. If you bite Zine hard, he dies.
I see. Sounds like Ron made the right choice.
So yeah, I think Ron maybe made the right choice. I'm so tired.
How do you think I feel? This is the work, Hanu. That's how it goes.
No, I already did the work.
Yeah, so did I.
I did the day job.
Uh-huh.
I did that
Mm-hmm.
already.
Yeah. Welcome to Work 2,
I don't know.
the sequel.
No, I don't work 2 jobs.
This is the same job. It's all one job.
No, this is a different job, thankfully. This was web development part 2. I would be like a little less interested.
I mean, we still have a Linux server we could restart if you're really itching for it.
I'm not. I'm good. I don't do that one for fun. Maybe we find somebody who likes Linux.
The question beast. That's when Hanu feels curious.
Yeah, you must answer me these riddles 3. And if you get them wrong, you die.
Why does Hanu kill so many people?
No, I asked the questions here.
Yeah. I'm the question beast. I'll be asking the questions. All right, Hanu, executive decision.
Yeah.
Which one?
Show me again. That's A. That's B. Right?
Hey, Toge, what's up? Yep. Darker, lighter.
Definitely darker. 100%.
I like darker too.
Yeah, no question.
What do you think of him so far?
Are we gonna put him in color?
We might.
I think if we're gonna, now is the time. This is the point of no return. You either go color right now, or you don't go color at all.
Do you think he needs color?
I would do color.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I were you,
What colors do we want to do?
I would do like a gradient map, just to visualize, to previs what the colors are.
Yeah, we can do gradient maps, but first we have to go look at. I set up some
I would
palettes.
do like something shitty. So what I would do is I would copy merged of that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like flattened on one layer, and then I would gradient map the flattened thing, and try shit. And then when you're like, that's cool, then you go back and you actually do it in the layers for real.
Yeah.
But you do one layer just to kind of like slap things together.
I mean, that's pretty easy to do.
That's how I would handle it. Or you just paint in color from the beginning like a weirdo like me.
You are a weirdo. It's true.
Damn. Do you think these tantalizing skewers would disappoint?
I don't think they would. Being alive, done with work. I feel that.
Except you're not done with work?
I'm never done with work, dude. I wake up every day and go, what a lovely day to do more work.
What if you, like, had a day off?
Those cost money.
Yeah.
You can get those for free.
Well, they don't, they're not for, well,
They give you non-money money.
Can you pay for rent with the non-money money?
Wait,
Do
wait,
they
go-
do
go
they
back.
accept that?
go back to what you had before. Go, like, undo a couple times. Go back to that where it was. Drag that one back to the right a little more. No, the other way. Other way. Yeah, that looks sick as hell. That looks fucking great. That looks really cool. I don't know about the blue. I think the blue we don't do the blue. I think we just do that.
What do you think of the hue shift either way?
The hue shift helps.
So that's good.
Yeah, the hue shift helps.
So we don't need this one.
But yeah, that looks pretty cool. Like if you do too much, then it looks weird. But a little bit of gradient, yeah, is good. Honestly, I think more right is more better. Like put it all the way to the right. Honestly, that seems better.
If I delete it completely, it's
No,
this.
don't delete it
Yeah.
all the way. Just leave it in there, but put it all the way to the right. That seems cool.
I mean, this is still without anything being adjusted though.
Yeah, and then like maybe more happens on top of this. Maybe the stripes get colors. But that looks kind of cool to me. So yeah, Ron wrote a good sentence about what I was trying to get.
But they pay for a better mental state.
That's
True.
what I was trying to say. Ron is not been drinking vodka and knows.
Ron, how many painkillers are you on, by the way?
Why is this like this? Ah, it's because of the gradient map. I see.
That is an off-topic question. Yes, but I want to know.
Gar, would you go to the international and see it in person?
Used to be interested in that. I don't know about it anymore because it's really expensive and Dota's not as good as it used to be. But yeah, it's pretty fucking cool. I would like to at some point. At someday.
What do you think's a better game than Dota?
A better game than Dota.
Yeah.
It's a tough question. Guess it depends on what you're like looking for.
Like a competitive.
I've had. You've had 4. Okay, good. Yeah. Is that the maximum you can have? Okay, that's chartreuse right there. You realize that that's the French liqueur.
Yeah, do we like the French
That's
liqueur?
the name of the dog. The dog is called chartreuse.
I see.
I think that the stripes lose a little bit. They're not visible anymore.
Oh yeah, but we can add another color.
Yeah, we'd have to do something. 1 every 4 to 6 hours. Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah, that's better. That also looks really sick.
What if we do like inverted shit?
Mhm. Yeah, competitive online though.
Let's say
competitive,
better than
yeah.
Dota.
Yeah.
What are our metrics? How are we defining better?
You tell me. I'm not asking for.
I don't know if I.
Objectively,
I don't
I'm
know if
asking
I.
for a subjective answer.
Oh, like what I like better?
Yeah. Since you said Dota isn't that good anymore, what's it?
Well, it's I still really like Dota, but it's just like Valve has like fucked over people giving a shit about the international at this point, basically.
So Ron, yeah, they give you like the conscious sedation thing. Um, Funny story about that. They gave when I had some stuff done. They gave me the conscious sedation for my like wisdom teeth, and they're like talking about like super candidly about other patients because they think that I'm just like super out of it, and so they're like, yeah, well, they're just like talking about like, oh, did you hear about? And they're like naming people's names and like definitely HIPAA shit that I should not be hearing. And I like raise my hand, and he's like, what do you need? And I'm like, I'm like, feel it like I like mention I'm like I feel like I'm too conscious for like the subject that you're talking about, and he's like, oh, okay, let me go fix something, and then like it was like 10 minutes later, I'm like, no idea what's fucking happening anymore. So yeah, a very similar thing happened where I was just like, it feels like an ethics thing that that you should not be saying this. God. What is that? Did he say what that stuff was? Do you have any idea what the drunk pill was? Did somebody drive you home? That's the other question, because I feel like you take one of those and you don't drive after that. Brother, okay. That's good. I'm tired of working on this. Where?
I think if you turn on too many gradient maps, then you get weird shit. I'm like too easily sold on monochrome. Hmm.
More shall gather.
Hedgehound,
More shall
hello.
enter the fray.
I know that creature. How's it going? What's up? How was your stream? What'd you get up to? If you guys don't know me, my name is Garyu. I am a soft, fluffy-maned dragon on the internet. I do art and video games and stuff. And today I'm streaming some art that I'm working on with my roommate Hanu here, who's also doing some art stuff. And I am currently Googling color options for this creature. But I'm so easily sold on fucking grayscale, dude. What if I do... yeah, grayscale is really good. What if I do a gradient map that is just grayscale, but then I do like one pop color or something? Why does this even change anything? It's already... Bro. You're already like that.
Because you weren't using the entire full range
Ah, you're right.
of
It's because this is the darkest color. Or is that the darkest color? This is the darkest
You
color.
can find out by doing Control L,
On this layer.
and then on the left, this tab that's down there, click that, and then if you hold Control while dragging it around, it'll show you where that is. So you can tell that it's...
I don't know what any of that means, but I was just gonna color pick.
Well, you know where to color pick now because it is there according
Yeah.
to the levels.
So that's the darkest, and then that's the brightest. Playing some Pokemon Yellow, how'd that go? No worries, Tree. Hope you have fun. I guess it's doesn't actually matter, so whatever, dude. Give me full thing. Caught a Mew by tricking the game into it. Damn. Isn't that shit like super rare? Yeah, enjoy.
向かってくるのか。
Oh, we reached the loop. I feel like that's easier to just not be doing with a gradient map, to be honest. Oh. Do that color as a dark teal for science. What, the one that I just deleted because I didn't like it? Well, we can also just... It's not gonna work very well, but... Actually, this is all agnostic of the lines, right? So it should actually work just fine. Why can I not color pick you? Hello? There we go, thank you. Herp, 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 herp. Oh, Hanu, I'm too fond of monochrome color schemes. I can't figure out something that I think looks better. Like this, I don't like this one at all.
Just make everything fucking neon.
Yeah,
Oh.
Sparkle Dog time.
That one's not so bad. Not as bad, at least. Interesting. Build you a PC while you're on pain meds.
Not again, we know what happens. So tired.
You'll find a way to make $80 happen. What a shitty thing to say.
If you're a real fan, you'll find a way.
Dude, I don't know, man. This is a very... I feel like the one pop color is not enough. If I'm gonna do pop color, I would rather it be more than one. Or at least if it's gonna be one, it has to show up more. So what if I do... Just don't like it as much. Do I once again make another monochrome character? Let's try like one more color palette.
Hmm. Hmm. Looking very 90s drinking cup. I don't know, dude. We got. I'm going through options, okay? Looking at stuff.
Yeah, what flavor of Pop Tart is that?
Don't make fun of me.
It's fucked up that they got rid of variations.
You have God's most bland Sona. I don't think that's true. Dude, like I keep fighting it, but I feel like I just like how it looks monochrome better. Is that because I've made shit colors, or is that because monochrome just looks really good?
I feel like that's your personal preferences.
Alright, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and then we're gonna do a fucking lineup. Enjoy this Hanu on the BRB screen.
Am I still on the BRB screen?
Sure are.
Oh.
That's not a bloody Hanu.
No. It's easy and neutral. Yeah, I mean most stuff in nature is neutral colored because I don't know, evolutionary disadvantages to being brightly colored and identifiable. I don't know if that's exactly a problem, honestly. Like, it's kind of cool. Um, yeah, not everything has to be. Oh, and then they have heterochromia and they're super bright and whatever. You don't need your Sona doesn't need to be a kind of animal that you go, damn, they're really gay when you see them. Like, it can just be a guy. I think that's okay.
All right. Oh. All right, I return. Let's do our fucking lineup, dude.
Someone run the numbers and find out what statistically is the most marketable color scheme.
What is the most statistically marketable color scheme? Computer. You know what's probably even better? Let's just fucking... So there's no bias. Pure white background. So there's no color bias. One, two... One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. All right. Will you intuit what I want you to do here? No, because they're not separated at all. Fair enough. Ah, right. I'm gonna have to fucking... Okay, that just doesn't work. Ah, okay, I see. It's because these need to go into here. Then I can do this. Go. If I just do... Man, can you just... Alright, you know what? I need to create hotkey for duplicate layer. Preferences or keyboard shortcuts. Surely it's in edit, right? Is it in layer? Duplicate layer. Can I not assign you a hotkey? What? Ah. Oh, sway emotes time. I never use that anyway. Literally have never used reselect in my life. All right, there we go. All right, chat.
Oh boy, it's a lot of choices.
Yeah, we just gotta narrow some down. We just gotta. All right, what ones are bunk? What ones are just fuck that one?
We got a slash poll, and then vote.
None of them have the color awesome on them. No, we have not done anything red coded. We've not tried anything red coded. 2 and 10 are your vote for good or for bad? Because I feel like the goal right now is eliminate bad ones because we have too many. So rather than pick good ones, eliminate bad ones. 2 and 10 for explode. Okay.
No, we need more data. We need well,
Should I make a poll for what ones people hate?
you should make a poll.
All right. All right. I'm gonna make a poll. Which one is the worst one?
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't do more than 5 options.
You can't.
All right. Well, we'll do 1 minute of the first top 5.
Okay. Good.
All right. 1 minute poll. Also, I've been vanished this whole time. Hi. All right. You're voting on which one's the worst one.
We gotta let them wager channel points.
It turned this into a prediction instead of a poll.
Yeah. Wow, that's a lot to explode. Okay, so it looks like 2 is losing.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right. 2 and 3 are the most hated out of the options of 1 through 5. So we'll turn 2 and 3 off.
we gotta do the 6, 7, 8, 9,
Yeah.
10 though.
This is true.
We got a bracket. We got grand finals.
All right. New poll. Worst. Pick the worst one of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 minute. What's your vote, Hanu? We can vote.
My vote is 6.
I think 6 is the worst one.
No, I want to change it. It's
Can't.
7. It's 7.
I think 7 is the worst one.
Yeah.
Well, that would make 6 and 7 tied, but everybody hates 8.
Everyone seems to dislike colors.
Yeah.
Is what I'm seeing here.
Yeah.
They want no colors allowed.
Nobody said they think 10 is the worst.
True.
Right.
That is pretty good, honestly.
Apparently 8 is bad. People don't like 8.
We gotta eliminate more of them because we still have too many to put in a poll.
This is true. Well, we'll leave 10 because everybody seems to think 10
Yeah,
is
leave
interesting.
10 stays.
Which one's the worst one between 1, 4, 5, 6, 7? I guess 9 and 10 are not able to go on this poll because they don't fit.
Let me vote 7. Nope. Let me vote 5. Nope. Yeah. Well. Or 4. Vote 4.
Vote 4.
Yeah. Vote 4.
Okay. Hmm. 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 Hmm.
This one, every single one of these has a vote as the worst one.
Interesting.
So that's, you know.
Divisive opinions.
Yeah. We're seeing 4 and 6. See, they don't like colors. That's the problem. They just don't like stuff with color in it.
All right, so 4 and 6 explode.
See, there's people that liked 3, but 3 got exploded already.
You would have liked 3. Well, we're down to 5. We're all right. We can do. They're not disappeared. They're not deleted. So like they're still there. And also, I'm not keeping any of these. Like these are unrefined. There will be more iterations. So which one's the worst?
No, we gotta make it. Which one's the best?
Now it's best.
Yeah,
All right,
now
best.
But
all right, now
best in all caps so that they know.
best all caps.
Yeah.
1, 5, 7, 9, or 10.
And allow them to put money on it.
Allow additional votes for every 10 main pets. You can vote 8 billion times. No, we're not doing that.
For 1,000 main pets, you can vote twice.
All right. What's your vote? Which one's the best one?
10.
10?
No.
Well, yeah, that's because, as I said, none of these are like final. 10 had the most fuckery done to it, so a lot of its gradient stuff is bad. Because it was just, these are just like, let's figure out what colors are a vibe, and then there's going to be a lot of reworking.
5 actually rocks. Huh.
I do like the gradient going
It has
on.
the most contrast.
Yeah.
Can I change it? 5 actually might be.
You change it to 5?
I think 5 might actually be the one I want, actually.
All right. I think 5 and 10 are the winners then.
Can we bring back 3 real quick? Can we look at 3 real quick? On the
Yeah.
that one on? Surprising results this adoptable color tournament. 3 and 10.
And then, of course, we do still have the unforeseen 0 as a number.
I mean, 3 is kind of cool. All right, so we adopt all of them. Clearly, is what we do.
I mean, yeah, I sell multiple versions.
Yeah, clearly, all 3 are for sale. That's the only way to be sure.
I still personally, but I'm just a slut for monochrome. I still really like monochrome 1 too.
Mm-hmm. Who are we rating into?
I don't know. We can go find out. All right. Yeah, I think these are the
Sorry.
these are the survivors. We'll still probably edit the design more, and I'm definitely these are not going to be the final passes for colors. Monochrome or grayscale, because there's a difference. Monochrome I guess would mean there's only one tone, right? Yeah, it's grayscale. Yeah, because this is not, I guess this is not monochrome. Grayscale. All right, well, more to ponder for tomorrow, I suppose. We'll jiggle it some more and see what we can do. Either way, that's gonna be it for Hanu and I for tonight. What do you have to say to the people, Hanu?
Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with us. It's a pretty good time. Hanu made 3 different arts. That's a lot of arts, dude. Hell yeah, DK. Good work. Alright, let's see. Who do we want to go say hi to? Lookies.
This right here is my favorite thing ever in the history of forever. I think about this every day.
You never
I
got
think
to
about
finish
this
your
all
Hot
night
Dragon.
long. I stay awake,
There's always time
not
for
sleeping
more
because
Hot
I'm thinking
Dragon
about
in the
this.
future. Let's go say hi to Shiba. They're playing some Dark Souls 2 in particular. What a cool video game. They just died. Good shit. Go say hi to them for me, and I will catch you guys later. As always, a huge thank you to everybody who supports me on Patreon, Subscribestar, or by donating or subbing to the channel. Keeps my funny little gamer lights on, lets me pay for some of my bills, so I super appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place, where maybe we will settle on some more details on this creature. Lots of interesting things to jiggle around on him. We'll see how it goes. Have a fantastic rest of your morning, afternoon, or night. Get some good snacks in, some good naps in, and I'll see you next time.